Welcome to another Luck Scout bedtime story. In the heart of a vast, peaceful valley surrounded by mountains that stretched endlessly into the sky, there was a village unlike any other. This village, called Elmsford, was known for its quiet, serene nights. The people of Elmsford lived in harmony with the land, tending to their gardens by day and gathering by the river in the evening to watch the sunset. But what made Elmsford truly special was its river. Flowing gently through the village, the River of Quiet Dreams was said to have a calming magic. The villagers believed that the river's soft, melodic flow had the power to bring peace to even the most restless heart. Each night, as the stars began to twinkle in the darkening sky, the villagers would sit by the water, listening to its gentle song, and soon they would feel their worries drift away. One such villager was a young woman named Lila. She had always felt a special connection to the river, often spending her evenings sitting by its banks, watching the way the moonlight shimmered on the surface. The river's peaceful flow reminded her of the quiet moments she cherished most, where the world seemed to slow and everything felt right. But recently, Lila had been troubled. Her thoughts had grown heavy with worries about the future, and even the river, with all its soothing beauty, hadn't been enough to calm her racing mind. She longed to find the peace that the river promised, to let go of the weight she carried and feel truly at ease once more. One evening, as Lila sat by the river, her heart heavy with unanswered questions, an elderly woman approached her. This woman, known to the villagers simply as Elder Willow, was the keeper of the village's ancient wisdom. She had lived many years by the river, learning its ways, and the villagers often came to her when they sought advice or comfort. Elder Willow sat beside Lila, her presence calm and steady, like the river itself. "You seem troubled, my dear," she said gently, her voice as soothing as the wind through the trees. "What weighs on your heart?" Lila hesitated for a moment, unsure of how to put her feelings into words, but something about Elder Willow's presence made her feel safe, and soon the words began to spill out. "I don't know why, but lately I feel so restless," Lila confessed. "Even the river, which has always brought me peace, doesn't seem to calm my mind anymore. I keep thinking about the future, and I can't seem to let go of my worries." Elder Willow listened patiently, her wise eyes never leaving Lila's face. When Lila had finished, the old woman smiled gently. "The river, like life, flows constantly," she said. "There will be moments when its song is soft and easy to hear, and there will be times when it is harder to listen. But the river never stops, and neither does the peace it carries. Sometimes you just need to trust in its flow and let it guide you." With those words, Elder Willow rose and beckoned Lila to follow her. Together, they walked along the riverbank until they reached a secluded spot where the water flowed even more quietly than before. The moon hung low in the sky, casting a silvery light over the scene, and the soft sound of the river's gentle current seemed to blend with the night itself. Elder Willow handed Lila a small, smooth stone she had picked up from the ground. "This stone has been shaped by the river," she said softly. "The river's flow has smoothed its edges over time, just as life shapes us. But the stone doesn't resist. It lets the water do its work, trusting that in time it will become something beautiful." Lila turned the stone over in her hands, feeling its cool surface. "What should I do with it?" she asked. Hold it for a moment, and as you do, think of the worries that weigh on your heart, Elder Willow said. Then when you're ready, place the stone into the river and let it go. The river will carry your worries away, and in return, it will leave you with peace. Lila closed her eyes and did as she was told. She thought of her worries, the uncertainty of the future, the things she couldn't control, and felt the weight of them pressing on her. But as she held the stone, she also felt the steady presence of the river, as if it were gently reminding her that she didn't have to carry everything on her own. With a deep breath, Lila opened her eyes and placed the stone into the river. She watched as it sank beneath the surface, disappearing into the water's quiet depths. As she did, she felt a sense of release, as though the river had taken her worries and replaced them with something lighter, something softer. After letting go of the stone, Lila stood in silence for a while, watching the river flow peacefully through the moonlit night. The air around her felt lighter, as if the very world had softened in response to her act of release. The river, which had always seemed so distant in recent days, now felt like an old friend, steady, reliable, and full of quiet wisdom. Elder Willow smiled as she watched Lila. "You see, my dear, the river teaches us that peace isn't something we have to chase after. It's already here, flowing through our lives like the river flows through this valley. Sometimes we just need to let go of the things that block our view of it." Lila nodded, feeling the truth of Elder Willow's words settle into her heart. She realized now that she'd been holding on too tightly to her worries, trying to control things she couldn't. But just as the river flowed without effort, so too could she let her life unfold, trusting that peace would always find her if she let it. As the night deepened and the stars shone brightly above, Lila felt a deep sense of calm settle over her. The river's gentle song filled the air, and for the first time in what felt like forever, she felt truly at peace. The future no longer seemed so overwhelming, and her worries, once so heavy, had been carried away by the quiet flow of the river. Lila thanked Elder Willow for her wisdom and began the walk back to her home in the village. The moonlit path felt lighter beneath her feet, and the soft sound of the river followed her all the way back. As she reached her home, she felt a sense of gratitude for the river, for the stone, and for the quiet lesson of letting go. That night, Lila lay in her bed, the sound of the river still in her ears. She closed her eyes and imagined the gentle flow of the water, carrying her worries away, leaving only peace in its place. The stars outside her window seemed to twinkle a little brighter, and the air was filled with the soft, soothing energy of the night. As you lie in your bed tonight, dear Luck Scouter, imagine yourself by the river of quiet dreams, feeling the cool breeze on your skin and hearing the gentle flow of the water. Let the story of Lila and the river remind you that peace is always within reach, if only you allow yourself to let go and trust in the flow of life. Close your eyes, take a deep breath and let go of all your worries. The river's song will guide you to a night of restful and peaceful dreams and a tomorrow filled with light and calm. Good night.